Hey, it's me, Herbert. Do you remember me? I sailed over here on a ship. That's right. I'm back again. So I was living in Utah, right? My family got over here. It was great. And I met a nice young girl. Her name's Clarissa. And her dad was actually one of those guys that carried me inside the house when I got struck by lightning. Remember that? Yeah. Anyway, I thought she was pretty nice. And we got married. We started a family. There's our first child right there. Notice that child is wearing a dress. Is that a boy or a girl? That's a boy. It's a little boy. Little boys, very little boys, used to wear dresses. Just, just when they're little. So this is our first child, Hiram. We had a few more kids. Hi, Clarissa. So we had Hiram first, and then Levi, and we had Charles, and Charles died when he was just a little baby. Goodbye, little Charles. We'll see you again. And then we had Orson after a little while. And we started farming. We did pretty well. We did pretty good. We got some good crops, a good garden. And my wife is pretty talented. She learned how to milk a cow. You go to milk a cow, and she learned how to milk it while holding a baby. Try doing that sometime. Let me tell you, she's pretty talented. So we got along pretty good, and we continued along pretty good until one day some people near our farm started irrigating. This is a big irrigation ditch. Maybe you've seen those in town, because we still use them, and it flooded. I don't know, they didn't do it right. I don't know, something. And the water came over to our land, and everything died. All the crops, all the trees, everything died. Like, okay, fine, oh my gosh. So we got a new farm. We just moved. We got a new farm. You can't plant anything there. It's a swamp. You can't plant anything. So we got a new farm. And we did pretty well out there. We had cows, we had sheep, and it was pretty good until the sheep. We had a lot of sheep, and they ate all the grass. So we thought, okay, well, so we took the sheep back to the old farm where we got swamp, we got flooded, and we sent Hiram. He was 11, and little Orson was 6. Back to just be with those sheep at the old homestead. And they just stayed out there with those sheep, and that was really hard having them out there because we had to have the sheep. We got to watch the sheep. There's some grass at the old house, and so we just left our boys out there, and they took care of the sheep, and Levi helped take care of the cows. He would have to take them to water and then bring them back, and we put him in charge of the water, and Clarissa and I just farmed, and our kids were a big help. We were glad to have them. And we did all right, I guess. I had some horses, but I lost a lot of my horses. They died. They got sick and died, and so I had to work farming with one horse and one little colt. The colt wasn't really ready to work yet, but we got a plow, so we're gonna work our little colt here. Oops, stand up, little colt. You gotta be working. Anyway, about this time, my brother, John Manwaring, he was a traveling salesman, and he wanted to get all of my family, my parents and everybody, to Logan. Logan. What's in Logan? There's a temple in Logan. He wanted to get our whole family together at the temple because we had never been sealed. My parents got married. We had never been sealed. And you know what? We made it. We got my whole family together. My dad, Henry, my mom, Sarah, and then me, George, Ellen, John, there's my brother John, Jesse, David, and Albert. And we all made it to the temple. And my mom and dad were married and sealed. And we were all sealed to them. Now we are a forever family. We finally made it. John gave us some money so that everyone could come. He shared his money with us, so everyone traveled to Logan, and we all got sealed. I'm so glad. I'm glad. Well, let me tell you something else about our boys. Clarissa didn't have any daughters. We had those 3 boys. And they take a lot of cooking for. And we even had some more boys after that. Clarissa baked like 8 loaves of bread every other day to keep our family filled up as we kept growing. And our boys would help with the housework. Usually that's the girls' job. It's just what it is. It's girls kind of help in the house, and boys usually help outside because that's just kind of how things were done. And we didn't have any girls, and so the boys would have to help clean. And when you scrub the floors, scrub them, there were 15 boards across the floor, and those boys split it up and each did 7 boards. And 7 boards, that's only 14. So the middle board never quite got clean. I did my 7. I'm not doing it anymore. I did my 7. I already did mine. Oh my goodness, you boys, kids. I'll just do it. It's all right. Thank you for cleaning. There was another time, a few times, so I got struck by lightning, and I don't hear very well, my ears. I don't hear very well because it kind of messed up my ears. Clarissa also doesn't hear very well. She was always like that. She didn't hear very well. So sometimes when we would have family prayer, everybody be reverent, family prayer. Shh, okay. I would ask Clarissa to pray and then wait. And she wouldn't hear me. So she'd be waiting. And then she would think, oh, maybe Herbert asked me to pray and I didn't hear him. So she would start praying. In the meantime, I noticed she was not praying. And so I'd think, oh, maybe she didn't hear me because, neither of us can hear each other. So I would start praying. And we're both praying at the same time. And the boys are laughing. Well, they're trying not to laugh because we're supposed to be reverent in the prayer. And so they're like, shh, they're both praying and they're trying not to laugh and be reverent. And then when I stopped praying, both of us, since we're both praying, what are you boys laughing at? What are you laughing at? You were both praying at the same time. You didn't even know it. Oh my goodness. Well, that's kind of how it goes when you can't hear each other. Oh well, we had a good family. Don't worry, we'll be back.